What is happening, y'all? Welcome back. Let's see where things progress. Some fresh grilled summer fish. I was just thinking, I was like, so what happens to the baby? It looks like it's gonna float down through some magic. That's nice.
Now that was quite a tantrum.
Clive! Where is he? Waljas. He's adorable.
He is now. But did you see him a few moments ago?
Clive, I don't know how to thank you.
It's all right. We should find him a dry blanket, though. Wouldn't want the little monster catching a cold.
There. He's finally asleep. The poor thing had a long day.
That makes two of us. So, what happens now?
Now? Now, we make things right. How? By providing Waljas what he was denied. A place to learn and grow. A family to love and protect him. So that one day, when the wounds in his heart and mind have finally healed, he might decide for himself how he'd like to live the rest of his life. But until then, I'll stay by his side, come what may.
Then he's a lucky boy. And not only because he'll have the best warrior this side of the belt to teach him the battle axe.
She'll do her best.
Shula. The beast that threatened your home is tamed. The empire that threatened your people toppled. Might it not be time to cast off your ancestors' glamour and retake your place in the Twins?
Perhaps. It's not as if we have the crystals to maintain the wall much longer. But But are we truly safe? Is the world truly ready to accept us for who we are and what we believe? If I remember rightly, you and yours still choose to remain hidden, do you not?
We do.
Well, your people will always be welcome in Haven, regardless.
As will yours in the hideaway. We're allies now. If there's anything you need from us, supplies, food, equipment, do not hesitate to ask.
It's kind of you to offer. But we'll manage, just as we always have. Besides, I suspect you'll be needing everything at your disposal if you're going to save the world.
I fear much of it is past saving. The best we can do is strive to turn what's left into a world where we can all live as equals.
A noble endeavor. And there'll be a place in this world for us, will there? For Waljas.
For everyone. I swear it.
Then we shall be waiting. Until the tides bear you back to shore.
Even signboard and silver penning.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Waljas. Only time will tell. But I can certainly think of worse places to spend one's childhood. The Moats of Water are a fine people, and they will take good care of him.
Up by the Vare, Ultima spoke to me. He called Leviathan his most profaned fragment, and told me to redeem the sins that had laid him low.
Is that so? The sins of Waljas' ancestors were grave indeed. To force him to prime at so tender an age.
And to freeze him in time, that he might never know what it was to live.
Yet I doubt either of those crimes was the source of Ultima's displeasure. It was that the Eikon's power had been put to another purpose than the one he intended. To him, Leviathan must have seemed an aberration.
Could that be why Ultima made no attempt to lead me to him? The fear that this profaned fragment might corrupt his vessel somehow.
Perhaps. Or perhaps he simply deemed Leviathan surplus to requirements. Having concluded that his vessel might be made to serve his purposes without the full sum of his power.
His purposes? There's no escaping them. Even here. Hidden away in Mysidia, the blessing of the crystals proved nothing but a prison. A prison into which Waljas was born, and from which freedom is hard won. If the world doesn't change, if we don't change it, he'll end up suffering the same fate as every dominant who came before him.
Then we must change it.
That we must.
And we shall.
Invitation. A sinister light bleeds from the air at stone, beckoning Clive to enter. What new challenges await him within Ultima's virtual proving grounds? We got a bunch of new side quests that popped up too. I wanted to take a look at these things.
What is it you want?
These weird things that I can craft. Was there... Ooh, tonberry knife. Interesting. So my attack goes down by 60, And my stagger goes up by 290. Jesus. That's pretty wild. Fool's Gold, Orichalcum, Aqueous Membrane, and Notched Tang. Ludium Belt. Need a Ludium, and then Notched Tang. Okay, those are also stronger. Reduce Deluge, reduce Tsunami, reduce Crosswell, reduce Abyssal here. I thought there was... Let me see. Serpent Rings. When equipped, enhance the Vine's iconic abilities. Card from Aquamarine. These just seem basic, do they not? I thought someone said these like evolve.
What is it you want?
How the class plays, but I mean, reduce deluge cooldown is pretty just okay. Unless they like, well, let me craft one and see if like there's an upgrade for it or something. No, huh? Yeah, I'm not sure what value those would add. Yeah, well, I guess let's pick up these side quests. Let's see how.
That's him. The one who's
See if they add to the story at all.
I have news. I think I might have found a way to break Talor's curse.
Go on.
Well, after listening to the village elders and scouring every likely-looking tome in the library, I learned that not all tonberries are the same little green menaces we know and loathe.
Yeah, the master tonberries.
A chosen few live to incredible ages and grow to many times the size of their counterparts. The folktales hold that it's the very eldest of these, the tonberry kings, who weave the curses, and that their magicks bind their victims to them, that they might continue to feed on their pain.
So if we slay the one that cast the curse, the feeding will cease.
But that was my thinking, yes. Though I doubt it'll be easy. These kings are not just bigger, they're stronger too. And if the tales are true, their followers will defend them to the death. It is a perilous proposition, in short.
Oh yeah, I'm fighting a tonberry king.
Even if killing this king doesn't break the curse, Valisthea will be a safer place for its removal.
Thank you.
So then, where will I find it?
That, alas, I do not know. It must have woven the curse at the altar in Father's Fell, but as to where it is now...
Fanet! You were the one asking about tonberries, right? Because there's a whole bloody army of them out on the cloak.
What?
That answers that question.
But why would they stray so far? And why now?
There's only one way to find out.
Right. Thank you. And please, be careful.
Pick up the other ones, but that's definitely the priority here. Tonberry King sounds badass.
Hey, mister! Over here! Please, mister, you've got to help us. The village is in danger, and if someone doesn't do something... you should have seen it.
Stop. Take a deep breath and tell me everything. Starting with your name.
Sorry, my name's Eirik. When you went up to the Erev was with Miss Shula, well, I followed you.
You could have been killed.
Lady Shula told us you lot were great warriors, so I thought I'd be alright if I stayed close like. But then I lost track of you in the woods, and that's when I saw it.
Saw what?
A great, big, dripping, drooling monster. Spitting out great spouts of water it was, that were tearing up the ground and cutting down trees.
Spouts of water? I don't recall seeing anything like that in the forest.
Well, I did, and I don't ever want to see it again. You'll get rid of it, won't you?
All right. If this creature is as terrible as you claim, it could well pose a threat to the village. I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, mister. It was over by the Swift one that I saw it.
Then that's where I'll start my search.
I wouldn't go through those gates for 1000 gil. Not with...
So we're just getting a bunch of, like, mega elite quests. That's dope. Those are probably the materials I need. Killing these things will probably give me what I need for the high-end accessories, too.
It is good to have them back.
My lord, might I have a moment of your time? I would beg of you a service.
Certainly. What is it?
It's a long story. But before we get to that, would I be right in thinking Lady Shula told you about the witch from the north?
Yes. She said that your ancestors found her here, and that it was she who taught them the spell to stop time. She was like Waljas, you know. A dominant. The Warden of Ice.
My great-grandmother suspected as much. She cared for the poor woman when the end was near. And it was she whose duty became to attend her grave. A duty that was passed down to me.
I see. And the service you would beg of me?
Well, until recently, the path to the grave had long been blocked by a fallen tree. But when our woodsmen finally found time to move it, we quickly realized it might have been better had they not. On trying to clear the rest of the path, you see, we discovered that a flock of bloodthirsty beasts had claimed the cliffs beyond. None of us was a match for them. But you, my lord, have proven your strength many times over. Would you drive them away for us?
That's a pretty easy
Of
one.
course. I'll see the path is made safe.
Thank you, my lord. The grave is in a place called Witch Drop. To reach it, one must turn left at the Winged Wains, then...
Why so far from Haven?
It was where she lived. When our ancestors first came to Mysidia, they found her there, in an old abandoned village, and it was her heartfelt wish to return there in death. So when she passed away, my great-grandmother had a stone erected for her on the cliffs overlooking the place she once called home.
How thoughtful. Well then, no time like the present. Left at the ships, then round to the right, you said.
Just so. Thank you once again, my lord. I will join you at the grave anon.
You wouldn't happen to have some time on your hands, would you, Clive? Only I was wondering if you might help me with something else.
Don't tell me. Another unruly dominant.
Not quite, but a dangerous foe nonetheless. It promises to be quite a hunt. Care to join me?
All right. Tell me about our quarry.
A fiendish, cold-blooded beast known as a Givra. Normally, we leave such animals well alone, and for good reason. But I have an even better reason to want its tongue.
Its tongue.
If you'll permit me, tributary, I can explain.
Certainly, Yamila.
It's been over a week since me sister gave birth to her first child, yet she still isn't back on her feet. We've tried everything to restore her spirits. Physics and nostrums, the laying on of hands and of leeches, but all to no avail. The healers tell me there's only one hope left. A broth as potent as its ingredients are perilous to procure.
It isn't only Yamila's sister who stands to benefit from this, by the way. There's her baby to think of, and Waljas, too. She'd agreed to be his wet nurse, you see.
I'd be glad to help.
Thank you. Our hunters have no shortage of skill, but this task calls for more than that. And it won't be achieved through weight of numbers either. The Givra is as wary a foe as it is a deadly one. 2 hunters might catch it unawares, but any more than that, and it would pick up our scent a league away.
Then it is decided. The two of you will go, while Jill and I occupy ourselves here.
Perhaps we might help prepare the broth. That would be most kind of you.
Come then, Clive. The river of time flows fast, and so must we.
It's weird. Like,
There's a Gavra that has claimed the ruins at the foot of the mountain as its hunting
5
ground.
years ago, so I
As
never
say,
would have.
They are wary creatures. We'll need suitable bait to draw it out. The flesh of a forest ibex should suffice.
To the forest, then.
5 years ago, I never would have thought of it, but when Wireless came down, like, my first thought was like, well, it's a baby. Where's he going to get breast milk? He's not going to survive. They don't have formula in this world.
There's nothing a Gavra loves
And
more than a
fucking
fat haunch of
dad brain is something else. You're like, oh, how are you going to feed this baby? You got to have a way to feed it. All right, how are we at? 20 minutes. Let's do Reign of Pain. Let's do the Tonberry King, since that's right outside the gate. And then we'll have another episode to bang
Since I
out
was
the
a
other
girl,
quests.
My father would take me. Then after he returned to the sea, Yamila's father. Our families have always been close. Even if her sister wasn't Waljas' wet nurse, I couldn't stand by and watch her suffer.
Army of Tonberries. I want more double doors so I can throw them open, like Clive.
Founder, they're almost at the gate. But they won't be coming any closer.
What's up, nerds? Mao, get aerial juggled. Yeah, I can probably just tsunami this. Leviathan shotgun blast.
That should buy Haven some time at least.
Clive, are you all right?
Fine. We've taken care of the immediate threat.
Thank the tides. I was worried I was going to lose you both. Till he took a sudden turn for the worse just after you left.
What? Is he?
No, he's hanging on. I fear the Tonberry King may have begun the cursing ritual again. In earnest this time. And I can't imagine their being here as a coincidence. I think it might be happening on this very mountain.
If it is, it won't be for long. Get back to Talor. I'm going up.
My thanks.
More of them. Come on then. I crave an audience with your king.
Is this thing gonna attack me or what? Oh crap. I did not mean to do that. Oh cool, so I can execute just like a single level. Can't believe I played the whole game not knowing I could do that to build up Zantensuken. This should be right at the top of this. Then after I can go to town, stock up on all my stuff. Then we can go after the other quests.
Another group. They don't look very regal. It's over. Time to fight.
Where is the tonberry king? My sword will make him sing. He'll cast out, but he'll be dead. It's time to kill the tonberry. Where is the tonberry king? My sword will make him sing. I think my controller layout isn't the same. Didn't I have... No, not layout. Was it target cycle? Yeah, I put that on type D. Wonder why that didn't save. I was sitting there and I was like, why am I not switching between targets right now?
There's dozens of them. The king must be close. But we'll have to take care of his followers first.
Well, we can do that.
Now that's a lot of tonberries. Farewell.
Kind of weird seeing tonberries just get absolutely trounced like this.
Looks like that's the last of them. Out here, anyway. But beastmen do like dark places.
Well, since we're about to come up on the king, and we do have a bunch of side quests, let's wrap things up here. We can kick off the next episode. We'll knock out the king. We'll knock out the thing over at Witch Drop and the beast over at Swift Run and have kind of a closeout on all these side quests. I'll catch y'all then.